Welcome, everybody. You're watching Doogie's Horror Den, and this is Doogie, the master, the owner, the keeper of the Horror Den, and I am back with two new movie reviews for you. And yes, I have not forgotten how much I love horror. Remember these guys? I have to use these a lot in the beginning. It's no joking matter. Because when we get into horror, you're not supposed to laugh at horror. You're supposed to be scared of horror, which is, to tell you the truth, kind of hard sometimes, But right before I get into it, let me just tell you, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and tell me what's up in horror. Because I know what's up in horror land. Oh, I do. You know what's up in Horrorland? The new series of Walking Dead. Yeah, I heard about that, starring Rick Grimes and Michonne. That's going to end the series. I know Walking Dead Season 11 is about to finish up Part C, and then be done. But yes, the flagship is ending. But the real ending comes when Rick and Michonne end their series. That's what I believe in. But this is not about The Walking Dead right now. It could be very well soon. But I got two movies for you. And before we get into them, my rating system, of course, M, murder, crap movie, don't ever watch it again. MD, murder, death. It was okay. Not too bad. Or MDK, Murder, Death, Kill. Amazing movie. I want to watch it again, please, right now. So that's what we're aiming towards. We're aiming towards watching movies, horror movies that are MDK worthy. But they don't all end up that way. Case in point, what was really, really bad? Project Ithaca, Itsy Bitsy, those were not that damn good at all. But let us dive headfirst into some kind of trap and get murdered. I'm sorry. I need to take a sip here for a second. There. That makes life all so much better. The first movie on my list came out way back when. This is one of those movies that fell through the cracks. I always seen it, just never seen the commercials for it, seen the DVDs, just never watched it. Came back out in 2007. You're going to be like, whoa. It's like such a long time ago. It's directed by Greg McLean. The movie is called Rogue, and it stars Rodham Mitchell, Michael Vartan, and Sam Worthington. And it's about a rogue crocodile in Australia who attacks a boat tour, and they have to go on this little mud bank, and the crocodile is just hungry. So it starts chomping on people. And what happens is, so this tour happens, and bam, boat gets hit, and then it starts sinking, and they see this little mud island. So they get to the island, everybody gets off, and it turns out it's this big ass crocodile, big. And it likes to eat. And then, so they're stranded. Because one guy gets, all of a sudden, he's in the water, all of a sudden, poof, gone. And then you see a little tail. And they're like, oh, shit, he just got yummied. Bit. He's in the tummy now. And so they're stranded there, not knowing what to do. Comes around a corner, here comes a boat. Sam Worthington's character. And that boat, boom, gets hit by the crocodile. They go flying up in the air. Boat sinks. Sam Worthington's character makes it to the land, but you got the guy. He was some food. The movie has had a good amount of, tension, because not knowing how the crocodile was going to, when or where it was going to, attack. And at one point, they found a way to get off of this little island as the waters are, getting up. They get a rope to try and, rope walk across the river. And Sam Worthington decides to swim in the water to get to the rope to the other side. So that was pretty intense. Watch them go to the other side and hooking it all up just to turn around and get eaten by a crocodile. That wasn't even in the water; it was in the woods. And then people make it across, and they go this way, and then the main character, who's played by Michael Vartan, watches Roddy Mitchell get tossed around and eaten and dragged underwater by the crocodile. So he's trying to find her and her dog, and he ends up in this cave, which just happens to be the lair of the crocodile, of course, and he finds Roddy Mitchell's body. She's alive, because the crocodile is trying to keep her for when he's hungry. You also see Sam Worthington's character. He's fucked. He's dead. And then the dog comes in. Oh my God, this dog. A crocodile comes flying in, and all of a sudden you see the crocodile chomp, chomp, chomp on the dog. You see the dog's head that was pretty good. In the end, the journalist, Michael Vartan's character, he gets his broken branch, and the crocodile lunges and goes right through him and kills the crocodile and saves the day. So there was a couple survivors. I saw a whole lot of survivors, come to think of it, because the other people who left, they all found safety. But yeah, so Rogue, it was okay. It was good. I know I watched another crocodile movie. Much better. I watched another crocodile movie on this show called Crawl. That was pretty good too. It wasn't as massive as one big, huge crocodile. It was a bunch of small alligators in Florida from a hurricane and going around killing people. So sort of the same, but sort of not. I think I don't know, because both of them were good in their different respects. They were good. Kind of like when Dante's Peak came out against Armageddon. Right? No, Armageddon and Deep Impact. That's right. And then it was Volcano and Dante's Peak. When they have, certain movies come out around the same time and they're, mine's better. But there's been crocodile movies, coming out here and there over the past couple of years, and the Rogue was good. So I'm going to give Rogue a MD. Yes, MD. It was okay. It wasn't spectacular. It's better than a lot of the crap movies that I've seen. So definitely go check it out. I mean, you probably have seen it by this point because the movie is 15 years old. You know what I mean? So check it out. If you haven't, but know what you think, Rogue, just Rogue. And so, Rogue me rogue. So, I don't know. Don't ask me. I just work here. So now our second movie on the list. Now this one is a little bit different. Scratch that. A hell of a lot different. Movie is called Witches in the Woods. Now it came out back in 2019. It's directed by Jordan Barker. And it stars Hannah Kasuka, Sasha Clemens, Corbin Blue, Humberly Gonzalez, Craig Arnold, Alexander Desjorday, maybe? I don't know. Kyle Mack. 7 friends go on a weekend ski trip when their car breaks down in the snowy woods. Of course, it's in the middle of nowhere. They were trying to find a shortcut, took a long cut instead, and then the car broke down when they didn't want to hit a little deer. Was it a deer? I think so. But whatever it was. So they're stuck. Stuck. And before they got stuck, they stopped at a gas station, and a couple of the girls saw, witches, this and that, a book or whatever it was, a flyer of something. I don't remember what it was. And fast forward to where they get stuck. So the one brother, he decides to go out and try to find help. So then the other girl decides to go with him. She has been acting very strange. She had some kind of like attack where it's like a seizure type thing, and she bit the girl's thumb or finger almost off. Shit like that. It went crazy. And but she decided to go with the brother to try and find help. She nominated herself. Hours go by, they're stuck in this car. It's the middle of the night, and he doesn't show back up. She shows up in front of the car like, all freaky and shit. So they bring her back inside, tie her up in the car because they think she's going insane. They think she's a witch, And slowly, all the friends start unraveling against each other. My hands are falling everywhere. And the one girl gets shot in there, and she's like hanging on to her life with her neck, So the 2 other guys leave. That leaves like 3 people in the car. The girl who got shot or stabbed in the throat, whatever it was, the crazy girl, and the one guy up front. And the one who was hurt, bleeding a lot in the back. She comes to, and then the girl who was like possessed or whatever, or was the witch or whatever, is right in her face. They're like, they scream, kind of weird. So they come back to the car. They kick the one girl out, the one who's acting crazy, out of the car. They lock the car. And so she's like walking around the car and smashing against the car. Very fucking strange. And it shows the other 2 guys in the woods. The one brother of the brother gets caught in a bear trap, so he's bleeding out. And the other 2 guys, they're all freaked out because they think that, the girl's a witch, and they're all being, getting taken out by her. You know what I'm saying? It's all paranoia. It's what it is. And, the one guy who's with him comes from behind him. He turns around and stabs him in the throat because he thinks it's the witch. And, he falls down. He bleeds out, and he makes it back to the car. Not the guy who's bleeding. The guy who stabbed him makes it back to the car. And I don't know what happened to him, because he gets in the car and just kind of like doubles over and just like, that was it. Kind of strange. So at this point, there are 2 girls left. The witchy woman, and the other girl who was supposed to be her best friend. They're fighting at this point up onto the road. And she, stabs her friend, because she thinks that like she's a witch, And then the cops come, of course, and they arrest her. And they ask her why'd she do that, because she's like, I thought she was a witch, this and that. And then she kind of looks up, kind of like, oh my God, and that's the end of the movie. But you're left to think there was no witches involved. It was all paranoia. It was all in their heads. When a group of people get stuck and they turn on each other and they let paranoia flip their minds, that's what the movie was about. It was a disaster for these friends. You know, it was really good because it left you, like, when you're watching this movie, there is nothing saying that she's crazy, that she's a witch, nothing. There was a couple crows looking in once in a while. They read that flyer or pamphlet in the gas station, so they put the notion out there where it's like the witches are in the woods and they're possessing. Yeah, no. It didn't happen. There was no crazy person. The people lost their minds themselves because they were scared out of their minds and they took it out on each other. So that is Witches in the Woods. You know, I am going to rate it an MD. Witches in the Woods was completely... I think that one should have went... I don't know if it did go in the theater. It came out, 2019. I don't know if it made it to the theater because at that point, I don't know if theaters were closed. That one I think you really should watch. It's group paranoia at its best or worst, depending on how you look at it. So, Witches in the Woods, are you crazy enough to believe? I don't know. But it was a strong MD. So, this episode, 2 MDs. Not bad. And we're going to do a little cheers to the MDs. But, with that being said, thank you for hanging out with me. Ooh, glare. Not with it. So, hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Witches in the Woods and Rogue if you've seen them. If not, please watch them and then leave a comment. Let me know. And, hey, thank you for hanging out with me in the Horror Den. This is Doogie, and I will see you all next time. Watch a horror movie. What's it gonna do? Scare you?